Okay, and I am, hi, see my TVs? Um, I am actually not in the dark. I will show you. I am in my bedroom, of course, as I always am. But as I turn, there's the parking lot. Or I don't want to say what they are, but that's next door, the next door complex. I'm not going to say what that is. My TV on the floor. There's my cat in the door and the dog on the floor. He is eating. Yeah, gross. I had chicken progresso chicken noodle soup, and I put in honor of Tamara Mowry Houston's daughter eating cheese. I put a bunch of cheese in it. I'm feeling my tooth pain. It's the thing about it is it's a dull pain. It's more of a throb, so that's okay. You know, if it were anything worse than that, it's bad, but it's like okay, because I know I already need um, a crown over here, and then this over here is probably going to need a crown, and I don't have like the thousands of dollars that it takes. Um, you know. So I'm just kind of really not going to worry about it. I know also they told me that if you don't get your teeth fixed or whatever, that like once it stops hurting or whatever, that can mean that you're going to lose it. So hopefully not. Ain't going to worry about it. Let's see what else. How's my mood? I'd say my mood, I'm coming down here. I was, woo, and now, I'm like, um, I actually have a what do I call them? What will I call them? I'll call them a counselor, even though that's not their term. That's kind of one of their terms. There's a different term, but I don't really want to say what that is. But they're a counselor that's working with me, and they recommend um, me taking my medication, but I don't really think so. And why don't I? Why don't I think so? I don't know that I can say reasons for it. I don't know if it numbs me. I guess I guess I feel like I would rather feel like my authentic feelings and not have like these man-made chemicals, you know, coursing through my body. And here he is. We're live. We're live. Yeah, sure. You look in the trash. I have the trash hanging on the whatever. I need to charge up my Fitbit and use it. This also has a what do you call it? Pedometer on it, so I can use that. I'm waiting for King of the Hill, which comes on at 12. I am so crazy too about like the channels. Like I never know what channel is what. I don't have that many because I don't have cable, but I just like have to flip through and see what's on. Like I'm not even sure if it's like okay, all right. It comes on 26-1, so I've got it ready. Um, and my purpose was to update about the beating. Here's how it happened. I had my windows open um, earlier because the temperature really dropped around here. And, I guess trying to air things out, even though I have no sense of smell, so I don't know about airing things out. The one thing is everything is paper thin. The walls are paper thin. We have balconies, so people will have their doors open just, so you can hear everything that's going on. So there was a guy who was standing in the in between the balcony and it's the living room. And I didn't know if he was talking. At first, I thought he was talking to somebody because of the way that he was talking. I couldn't hear the person he was talking to. So then I thought, well, maybe he's on the phone just because the way he was going on and on. It was like a one sided conversation. He was talking about how he hadn't been with any other girls. Maybe girls have put smiley eyes, heart eyes on something. And then, and he's talking about how let me know or I'll call my mom and have her. So he was like threatening to leave, and he was saying something about he wasn't going to give any money, then, whatever. So then after a while, because that was like a really long time, that was probably like over 10 minutes, that he's like just talking like that. And so I go out, of course, on my balcony to listen, and my animals come with me. And the guy upstairs, one over, is looking too. And we're like, so then I hear this, like, so he is still like half of his body is outside, but so that I heard was obviously from her, like making some type of like physical. Oh my gosh, he needs flea stuff, and I don't like it when he scratches in bed. So here's the thing. So I hear that noise, and then he goes inside, and then immediately, maybe like a couple seconds later, there's this scream. She's like screaming. And I classify the screaming as a woman who is like being restrained and like being hurt, like there's pain involved, but not like she's being killed, if you know what I mean. And it also, she was not saying, you know, call the police, you know, it was just, and I know that I'm saying all this stuff that may, bring up issues for people. And feel free to leave all the comments you want in the down below. Please subscribe, even if you don't like me. Subscribe and watch my videos anyway. But also because of where I am, this place it's extremely overpriced, and it's kind of like at the end of the road. Uh, there's a lot. I say a lot. A lot of people wouldn't qualify for Section 8 because they have felonies. That's not my case. Um, but the person who owns it has sympathy for people. If like your felony was 20 years ago, he's like, don't worry about it. That's what I've been told. You know, not me. I don't have a felony. Other people. Also, they allow dogs, so there's like a ton of pit bulls. I've heard one guy had a pit bull. It attacked somebody else's dog, so they forced him to get rid of that dog. So now he's got two more pit bulls. Great. And I've got my tiny little dog. So that's kind of the type of place it is. In general, there's some nice people. There's like a nice kid that helps, with groceries and all this other kind of stuff. So it's all about, it's kind of funny too, because my friend moved here first, and she's older than I am and like and less physically active. And so I had like left my food on high. It was rice, and it like cremated in the pan and made the whole place smoky. I mean, the whole building. I wasn't here. I was at the dog park. So when I come back, which is like later at night, I notice that my window's open, and I'm thinking, I don't think I left it open, but I'm like, okay. So then they tell me, where were you? And they're like, we saved your cat. Your cat was behind the refrigerator. And well, he did that anyway. He got there anyway. So they took my cat out, and the young guy, he crawled on the floor, got my cat, and was holding my cat outside. I guess the whole building had to like evacuate. And like I said, I wasn't even here. So by the time I came back, oh, they said that like smoke was coming out of my air conditioner. And so by the time I come back, um, there wasn't any smoke. I didn't smell anything. So, but I think it's kind of funny that my friend saw like the guy that had my cat, you know, and she said that people were like coming, like knocking on her door, asking where I was, and she's like, "How do people even know that you come down here?" You know, so pretty much a lot of people know me because I'm fairly friendly. You know, when I'm in my good mood, I'm fairly friendly. I talk to everybody, and that's that. Now, with I'm just gonna say it plain as day. Most, can I say all of the like the black kids, and I call them kids. They're like in their 20s, college students. They don't speak. They don't. So you could walk past them. They'll walk past you. They'll look at you. You know, and it's weird. It's really now. And then there's an older black guy, and he spoke like the first time he saw me sitting on my balcony. It's funny. He usually would go to the right, but he went to the left so that he like came past me so that he could talk and say, how long had I been here? Blah blah blah, and that was nice. But like the younger generation, they just aren't like that, and I'm like, okay, I have to um, trust or my practice, my like religious practice, and just, people are how they are. It's not necessarily negative to you. It's just, people are different. I try to be, like when I saw her all dressed up, I said something like, a job interview, and she's like, no, something for some presentation. I'm like, well, good luck, and she kind of perked up, but not everybody has that whole thing. And then too, just being honest, a lot of black people do have attitudes. And I'll say it myself, I know I do sometimes. But for the most part, I'm friendly and I'll try to like be open and whatever. So back to the the slapping or beating. I thought about it. Like I thought about calling the police. The weird thing was the sheriff went back and forth in front of the building where we are is like in the end, so they didn't see, like there was nothing to see, and they weren't coming for that because they would have had to turn into the parking lot. So they were just on the street back and forth, and they probably, what I think is they probably went to like the nature preserve down the street and came back, you know. But why didn't I call? One thing I think, like I say, I think this place is pretty much the end of the road for a lot of people, and they might have a lot of like stuff in their background that they don't want the police involved. You know, it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange, and there is like drug activity. I'm just like, I know that I'm not involved in it. I don't do it. So I think that's why a lot of people. Oh, also, so my one neighbor, they were having a conversation because the guy upstairs was like having a little bit of an episode or whatever, like shaking on the balcony, just being really raucous. And so the neighbor said something like, "Hey, what's going on up there?" And he told him like he's there, like I say, if your window's open, you're going to hear everything that people say, absolutely everything. So he was saying, "No, I wouldn't call the police on you. You're my friend. I wouldn't call the police." And I kind of, that's not my mentality. My mentality is kind of like, if there's some crap, because obviously, as you can tell, I was raised in a very white community. So if there's some crap going down, that's the first thing you do, you know? And this is like a guy that, a friend, he's like an old guy. He was so drunk. He fell down in the driveway. So what do? I call the police. I'm like, I need some help to like get him up and get him in bed. And they do that, where I'm from. Like the police, you know, they don't like give you whatever for being drunk or, it's like they pick you up and put you in bed, they help you. So in this case and in this town, I know it's different. So I was kind of glad once that I don't call. I'm kind of glad that I didn't because nobody else did. I don't know when people would call. I think probably the um the the norm, let's say, is if somebody yells, call the police, or maybe he's killing me or whatever, then people might. And maybe, then I might. But for just, as I would say, a regular domestic violence thing, nah, I don't think I really would call them. So this is kind of funny too. This is crazy. And okay, I've got, I don't feel it's tinnitus, but it is. It's that high pitched thing in my ear, and I'm not sure like what it's from. I feel like it's from some device somewhere, but I don't know where. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the police. So I called and I tried to be anonymous, but then I hung out outside. So when they came, they like asked me, "Have you seen blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Yes." So then I go back inside, right? And then as I'm going inside, I came out again and I came back in. And so as I'm going in, one of my neighbors says, "The police were out there." And I said, "Really?" But the police had, I guess, obviously they told that person, or maybe they'd asked them, they're like, "Have you seen a little black lady?" So they knew, like I had something to do with it. But anyway, the reason that I called and the person that it involved, they didn't know. And they were gone, like by that time. But it's just kind of weird. It's just weird. Like I say, there's a lot of, say a lot. I don't classify it as a lot. I think if anything, if there's like one incident, I call it a lot. But like the drug activity, people smoking pot, people doing pills, and I don't know. I guess heroin. I don't know. Someone who's involved in that is like they don't live here, but they were like unofficially here, and they went to jail for like I don't know, probably a year. So that'll like cut down on that. I like I said, I just stick to myself. You know, even though it may not sound like it, I do. I just stick to myself and, whatever. And let me know, let me know, in the comments, let me know what you think. Also, anytime that like a black person um, is going to deal with the police, like you really are um, taking your life in your hands. You really are putting your life in your hands. Oh my gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I unplugged this because I was going to go to the bathroom and um, Okay. So I turned on the hall light, so that gives me like a little more light, so I'm not so in the dark. Here he is. He wants to go out. He went out. Went out. Oh, yes, I'm going to take him out. I've got like 20 minutes before King of the Hill comes on, so I guess I'll do that. I think what I'm going to do is maybe I'll leave this on, and if you stop by, say hello. Oh my gosh. Darn it, I unplugged it. I don't see. Oh, here it is. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, just like I used to do at my, oh my gosh, I was trying to plug it in the wrong hole. I will see. Oh my gosh. Damn. I almost. All right, I'm going to unplug it because I need for it to move more. Okay. I'll have the light on. There. You can watch the cat. Oh! Randall. Oh. That's a male. Right? Cheer yourself up. All right. Let me see. Let me see how far I walked. Okay. That's what I like about this. Okay. I did 394 steps. So I did 0.11 of a mile. I'm just too lazy to hook in my Fitbit. Here he is. Look at him. Oh. Somebody else came out with their dog too. So the people that I thought were on my floor in the corner, they moved up and in the front. And those are the same people that were fighting. One thing that I think is kind of weird is I don't know, Phil. And with a lot of like African American, look at this. I ordered this from Walmart. If you believe it came from Walmart. This is a pad that is reusable. I think it should have been like in black, the color black, because there's no way in the world this is going to stay this color. Oh. He's so cute. It's hot. Let's see what's in my mail. 5 more minutes for Family Guy. I guess you would say that I really like Family Guy. They're like begging me to pay. It's really crazy. Okay, my credit card people are begging me to pay, and these people are saying that they can give me money, which they won't give me money anymore. I've been pre-selected for $2,500. Yeah, right. I already owe. Yeah, I already owe thousands of dollars. Put this to the side. Gosh. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, maybe I can get 400 steps before in like a minute. It didn't do it before 12 o'clock. It didn't like calculate at all. It's so stupid. Okay, well, it's on. So I'm going to put my mute on so I can watch it. Okay, the show's off. I can talk now and play stuff. Let's see. Huh. Oh gosh. Uh, I'm looking up. Huh. How come I don't see it? Okay. Maybe okay, here it is. Here it is. Soft disc. Menstrual discs. Okay.